All right, let's start the workshop. A very warm and refreshing good evening to one and all present here. I am Hansa Maheshwari, the Assistant Coordinator of Chronicle, the Debating Society of KIT University. Along with me are Prabhas and Anjay, who are the coordinators, and Arnab, who is also the Assistant Coordinator of the society, and two very integral members of the society, Vikrant and Gaurav. Now, I welcome all of you to the workshop. Before we begin, please make a note of the following points as we start the proceeding of the workshop. Number one, we are going to record this meeting, so kindly mute yourselves at all times. Number two, if you have any queries, please write it down in the chat box and we'll adhere to it and address it once the presentation is over. And number three, if anyone tries to spoil the decorum or the silence of the workshop, they will be kicked out of the workshop without any explanation or further ado. So let's just proceed with the workshop.
Okay. Hi guys, I am Prabhas Behura, the coordinator of Chronicles. I'm from CAC fourth year. So first of all, I think it's important to know what kind of society you're getting into. So I will start with the introduction. So first of all, Chronicle is one of the oldest society of our prestigious university, and it focuses on enhancing the logical view, reasoning, analysis of aspiring debaters. However, our society aims revolves around the fact that we need to make debating a way of life rather than just an activity. What do I mean by a way of life? By way of life, I mean that because you are debating, it's not only just about one or two skills. Uh, when you are taking part in the sessions, when you are regular, you learn a wide array of skills, a broad spectrum of skills that will help you just not only that will help you ranging from a simple conversation to to in your job to in a society or during placement. So we teach wide range of skills. So there is no prerequisite to join us. We don't want because people will be delusional that because we are a debating society we expect you from be fluent in English speaking and all that, but we just want the will of fire in you, a will to learn every day and be regular in the sessions and to learn. And we are totally a skill based society and we want you to come and learn together, and we will all together learn together things together, and we will help each other and thus improve as a community and as an individual. And in order to become better, we always welcome constructive criticism. We don't have a guru shishya relationship here. Everyone helps each other and everyone helps each other to grow together. And therefore, through this presentation, we are going to walk you through objectives, achievements, event goals, and all other things that is going to help you to learn more about the society. So we may proceed to the next slide.
Yeah. So
The, these are some of the contents.
next. Hi everyone, my name is Vikrant and I'll be walking you through the objectives of this society, right? So the first objective is developing logical thinking and structured analysis ability in members. Now, why this logical thinking and reasoning is important? Because we as a society don't believe that shouting out stats and shouting out numerics is blindly and shouting them all in a debate is necessary, right? We believe that logic and reasoning is the primary thing we focus on, and that is what we want to inculcate in you guys. So this is what we will be teaching, and this is what our objective is from this society. Now, second is obviously something which you all want, right? To increase your public speaking confidence, to be able to interact with other people openly, to share your ideas openly. And this is what we will be working on to, and this is what you will be able to achieve when you get into the society and you have spent a good amount of time in this society working. So you'll be able to speak confidently and fluently very easily. Now, the third thing is encouraging teamwork and networking within the debating communities. Now, how exactly you're going to work is teamwork is that when you debate, you actually debate in teams, right? So you share your ideologies with your own team, and then on the stage you come up and share them as one whole piece. So this is how teamwork inculcates in this scenario. And networking is done when you go out into competition, right? You meet people from all around the nation. You meet people from IITs, you meet people from national or universities, you even meet people from medical colleges. So you get a whole ambit of people who have different professions and different ideas, and you get to share your ideas with them and they get to share your ideas. So this is how networking is done in a debating circuit. Now, the fourth thing is improving rigorous high order and critical thinking. Now, how rigorous higher order thinking is gonna be developed is by is that we're going to talk about all the things, right? We're going to talk about international politics. We're going to talk about national reforms. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about art itself. So there's a very wide road about all the notions we're going to talk about. So you're going to go deep into all these topics, and then you're going to have those critical thinking about these topics. So this is how you're going to achieve those rigorous higher order thinking skills. And fourth and the foremost is about increasing the reputation of the college in the literary circuit, so that people recognize as that something people recognize, and the status of the college is increased. So these are all the objectives which you will get once you get into the college. And I don't need to tell you that these colleges not only helps you in getting past your interviews, but helps you to develop personality in your own self, right? You get to be a person who knows a lot of things and who is able to tell them exactly the way you think they are. So this will help you not only just in career, but also in a long life. So by this, I would like to conclude the objectives part, and we'll go on to the next slide.
All right, so now I would be telling you about what are the events that we organize as Chronicle. So there are a lot of events we organize. It is not just we are here debating society, so we just debate and go to other universities and other events to participate. We do organize 4 events which are like organized in on the annual basis. So the first and the most important prestigious event which we organize is Pratija, and there are others also events such as Founders Cup, Devil's Advocate, and yes, we do periodic workshop, and this is a one of the workshop that we do. Next slide, please. Yeah, so I was telling you about Pratija. So Pratija is an event which we conduct, and it is an like inter-university national level parliamentary debate competition. So people come here and participate in teams with more than we have in total we have more than 24 teams which come from all over nation. It is not just we are limited to some local institutes, but people from all over nation comes to participate in our this event. And yes, we do keep cash awards and trophies for that, and it is a 2 to 3 day long event, and it does involve a lot of things such as marketing, getting sponsorships, and a lot of things like a promotion of these all events. So it is not just about debating, we also get to do a lot of other stuff too. Next slide, please. Yeah, so these are some of
Bhaiya, you're not audible.
Gaurav,
am I audible?
you're audible now.
Gaurav, I guess you're
Yes,
not
yes.
audible.
Okay, so these are just pictures that is generally there in our like Pratija event. These are trophies. And next slide, please. Yeah, so this is a normal random pictures of our event Pratija. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are the same for Pratija event 2019. And next slide. Again, next slide. Yeah, so at the end of the event, we do enjoy a lot because we concentrate on the process that we enjoyed. Like we enjoyed the process for conducting that particular event, and with a rigorous hard work of 2 to 3 day long event, we finally uh, do that successful event, and that is why all of us are happy in that particular event. And so another event which we do is Founders Cup, which is a intra university debate competition, and it is an event where everyone from the K2 university is allowed to participate individually. And yes, it is an annual event. We conduct this every year. And yes, we do give certificates, trophies, and a lot of cash awards. So it is a lot of things which is involved, such as marketing and and allowing other people to participate and organizing an event as a whole. So these are some of the photos of Founders Cup which we would be showing you. Next slide, please. Yeah, again, next slide. Just show the photos for 2 seconds and skip the slides. Yeah, so that those are the photos of Devils. So now I will tell you about Devils Advocate. This is also an event which we do on an annual basis. Every year we conduct this event, and this is also a 2 to 3 long day event. And that is it about Devil's Advocate. I know you guys all know about Kritarth, and in this Kritarth we have an event called Devil's Advocate. It is a very good event for everyone in this KT University, and everyone is allowed to participate in that. And we organize this event so we get a lot of information and a lot of skill practicing it. So this is our plan of action, which we generally have to do in our upcoming years. Obviously, we would be organizing events such as Pratija and Founders Cup. That is what we generally plot of doing next year and so on. Yeah. So Arnab, take the achievement part.
All right, so now I'll be talking about what we have achieved as of now. But before that, let me just tell you a bit about why we've been talking about all this and why not just move on to the debating aspect of it, right? So as Vikrant mentioned that, there's a lot of objectives that we follow that every person who's joining Chronicles should be inculcating these skills, right? So these achievements and all the events that take place that sort of help us, boost the whole thing and take it to a next level altogether, right? And I'll be making up a case for it, why it's all happening and how we actually do that. But first, let me just mention these things, right? So first of all, we won the best adjudicator and the runners-up too in IIT Bhubaneswar PT that happened in 2019. Aditya Bhaiya along with Debarun Bhaiya won. They're the former coordinators, pass out as of now. So yeah, Aditya Bhaiya is on the right, Debarun's on the left. Anyways, next slide, please. I'll just be running through this real quick. Right. Apart from that, we were the finalists at NLU PD 2020. That was me along with Gaurav. Next up, we had Hansa, Gautam Bhaiya, who was the best adjudicator at Colloquium Heritage Institute of Technology. Gautam Bhaiya, he's a former member of this. He was a former coordinator only, passed out as of now, and he also won the best adjudicator at AIIMS Bhubaneswar. Right. Next slide, please. Yeah, then Anjay won Devil's Advocate at AIIMS Bhubaneswar. Then Hansa was the winner at Samaja, which is a symposium. It's an intricate event only. Then we have Priyasha Deep bagged the third position at Presidency College. It's a law university. It's a very prestigious thing. It's considered to be. She's again a former coordinator. Then there's Vikrant. It's basically one of his personal achievements, but it's worth mentioning. He achieved this before he joined Chronicles, but he was the 50th best debater at Yale University in way back in school, I guess. But yeah, good job there. Next slide. Okay, now what I started off with. So why even talk about achievements and events at the very first place, right? So look, here's the thing. So coming back to the objectives aspect of it, what we target out here in Chronicles is that we end up becoming better interactors and better networkers. So this aspect is something that we can never really achieve by just staying inside the campus and doing our regular college studies, right? It's something that goes beyond the books and helps us in our day-to-day lives. So yeah. First of all, there's this. Apart from that, the fact that we're organizing events in our own colleges like Pratija. So what happens is we get to network a lot, right? And when we're networking, we're meeting up with people who are coming from all walks of life, right? Like there's people from law universities. We get to meet people coming up from business schools. So in totality, we are ending up broadening up our horizons a lot, and that's just a good life skill, if I must say so. And yeah, thirdly, it's a lot of fun, to be very honest. That's one of my major motives out here. Like most of my college life memories belong here at Chronicles, right? Like each and every tournament I've participated in has been a little adventure in itself, and we've definitely done a lot of crazy stuff and learned a lot along the way, right? And when I say crazy stuff, I mean stuff I should not mention in this workshop, right? So yeah, and it's one of the best ways to collectively learn, I would say. Like when you're actually having fun and growing a lot as a human being too. So that's the most beautiful thing in this entire Chronicles aspect. Ultimately, I'm going to have to shove the last point into your throats is the fact that it does help in college campus placements, right? All the all the debates that we do and all the networking and all the benefits we gain here, it does pay back at the end of the day. All our seniors have experienced this and they tell us right now. So yeah, it's a good thing. I guess that would be all. Next one, next slide, moving on.
Yeah, so I would just give you a general idea that how a regular session of us generally goes on. So, like we have our session every like 3 to 4 days a week, and we do practice debate along with the particular topic. So that is the thing which we practice a lot every 3 to 4 days a week. So that is what we generally do, and it is a peer-to-peer learning, right? That we learn from people who are of our own age group. So it is nothing that we are learning from our teachers or some kind of elderly people. So we get to open a lot, and we can ask frequent questions and clear all our doubts, whatever we have on in our mind. And literally, there is no kind of fear or any kind of hierarchical order that we have to follow. But everyone is like teaching everyone, so it is a very good kind of learning environment that we generally create in there. And that's what at the end of the day we enjoy a lot in our speaking skills and a lot of gaining a proper thinking knowledge in totality. So that is what we generally do. Yeah, so we practice parliamentary debate in our daily sessions, and I think Vikrant will tell you about that.
Hi everyone. Now I'll be talking to you about Asian parliamentary debate. It's one of the forms of debate which we actually do. And this is something which you need to listen very attentively right now because this is exactly what we're going to be looking during our recruitment, right? So what actually is a debating Asian parliamentary debate? So it is an English debate competition, right? So there are two teams in it. One is the government and one is the opposition. The government being for the side and the opposition being against the motion. There are three speakers in each team. So in total, there are six speakers. Then also we have judges who are known as adjudicators. And all of them are given 7 minutes of speaking time. So next slide, please. Yeah. So the things you need to know about Asian parliamentary debate is that you will be not having access to, like those MUNs where you have stuff, numeric data, or you will be having you will having access to internet or anything. You'll be just given 15 minutes of prep time. What does how does the prep time work? Is that when you get into the session, and the teams are divided, you will be given a topic to debate on, and then you'll be given 15 minutes to decide what you want to speak and how you're going to coordinate and all that. So after the 15 minutes, you get on with debating and you get on with your speeches. So this is the scenario of debating, right? You will be not having any, devices or anything to look into the internet. You'll be thinking on your own mind. You'll be coming up with your own analysis, your own terminologies, and all your own examples. So this will help you in rigorous high order thinking and critical analysis. Next slide. So this is the scenario of debating, right? So on the left hand side, you have the government side with three speakers. On the right, you have the opposition with three speakers, and then a few adjus which will come in the end, give you the verdict as to who won and who lost, and give you reasoning towards it. Next slide, please. So this is the flow of the debate, right? So the first speaker from the government side comes up and gives his speech. Then the opposition's first speaker comes up and gives his speech with some rebuttals. Then the first speaker from the government side again, and this flow goes on. And in the end, the adjudicators come. So this is the flow of the debate. Now I need to tell you this, that we don't expect you to learn everything about the Asian parliamentary debate. We're just telling you this is the scenario of how we debate, because I know most of you don't know what actually debating is, and that is the reason we are having this workshop, so that you are familiar with what exactly, you get a hint of an idea that how debating actually happens. So we don't expect you to learn everything, but when we will tell you about adjudication later on, which is the necessary thing you should know during you should know, and which will be looking at the recruitment. So next slide, please.
Okay, guys, again, Prabhas here. So first of all, this is the most important part, because this will be part of the recruitment or interviews that we are going to carry on, and you will be judged on the basis of this. So what is an adjudicator? Whenever we go to various competition, only students are involved. There are no elderly or professors involved. So basically there are simultaneously two types of competition happening, one between the debaters and one between the adjudicators, and both of them score each other. So they go hand in hand. So why adjudication is important? Basically, adjudicator gives a third point of view, third person view into the debate and tells the verdict and tells who has won the debate, and he has the job of explaining the hell bent debaters who are hell bent that only their perspective is right. So his job is to explain that you have lost and you have won. So job of an adjudicator job is an average, reasonable, and logical person. And the most important thing is that the adjudicator should be a blank slate. What do I mean by blank slate? This means that he will judge the debate only on the basis of what has been spoken only in the debate, and he never strays outside of it. All the definitions and all and each and everything that happens in the debate, only then he takes it into the consideration. He never derives anything or takes anything in his opinionated mind, or does not take his preconceived notion into the debate, and that's what makes a good adjudicator. I have been an adjudicator since 2 years, and I have been adjudicating in all over competition nationwide. So that's what is important, to put your emotions and preconceived notion in the backseat and be totally logical and totally unbiased. That's what needs to be a debater. So basically, adjing is done by students, and they compete among themselves. And this is very different from the school debate, because we focus on our format of debating. What is R? R is basically assertion. You first of all give a statement, and you give a reason to support your assertion, and then you give example, which is optional if you want to support your reasoning. So that's how. So the logic and reasoning part takes the highest stand here, because this is what we believe in. This is not MEN, so this is not a factual debate. We don't believe in facts and all that. We only believe that you give a good logic and a good reasoning of your assertions and your case. So first of all, I don't ask you to know all the technicalities, because to know even the basics of debating and adjudication, it takes months. Even I also don't know, after 2 years of educating, all the aspects of adjudication. So I will ask you to keep it simple, and we will give you a debate video after this workshop, which you will be asked to see, and then you will be asked to give your adjudication. Just keep it simple. Just watch the video and take note of all the points, because whenever we do session, we keep a notebook in hand and we write all the points and all that, both debaters and adjudicators. And just tell me who won the debate and why someone won the debate. It has to be simple. Just tell me who do you think according to you won the debate, and just give me proper reason. We just want to take your will and patience that you have watched the video and have watched it carefully. Okay, proceed.
All right, coming up to the next speaker role, we have Prime Minister or the leader of the opposition. Now, the Prime Minister is the first speaker of the debate, and the leader of the opposition is the first speaker from the affirmative side. Now, what's the key role of the Prime Minister is to define all the terms and set up the debate. Now, define all the terms is that the adjudicator already knows the simple meanings of the terms, but you have to present the key terms that is going to actually be beneficial in your case. Like, you have to define it that is going to prove beneficial in your case. All right. So the Prime Minister's job is to actually define the key terms and sets up the debate. Means if there's a philosophical debate, then the Prime Minister usually gives a very good characterization. Or if it's a geographical debate, then the Prime Minister has to give a very detailed model, has to set up a very detailed model. So we are not going to cover all the nuances, because it's very difficult to grasp each of it, but we are just going to give you the overview of all the speakers. So the Prime Minister's key and essential role is this, and then he outlines the team's debate. That is how and what the upcoming speakers are going to speak. Next is he is going to present the team position and the case. That is, the Prime Minister should have a very crystal clear image of what the case should be, of what the team's case should be, and elaborate and present the arguments. Like the adjudicator won't take any of your assertion if you don't give logical reasoning or arguments, if you don't present proper reasoning or arguments to as such. So the Prime Minister's role is to present the arguments and give very detailed reasoning that would follow his assertions. Moving on to the next speaker role.
All right, so it's Arnab again. So yeah, next up we have Deputy Prime Minister or the Leader of Opposition, right? So if you're going up from the proposition side, you'll be the Deputy Prime Minister. On the contrary, if you're going from the opposition side, you'll be the Deputy Leader of Opposition, right? So I'll just briefly run through what the role of these speakers are, because there's no point going into the details right now. As Prabhas said, it takes a long time to learn all the aspects of it, right? So essentially, the job of these speakers is to just extend the PM speech like the first speaker of their team, whatever they've said, right? It's their jobs to come up and give different angles to that, whatever they've said, and extend those speeches, right? It's basically like creating a building. So the first speaker has come up and has given a base, has done the layout. Now you have to construct the building. It's something like that, right? Apart from that, they also have to rebut the points and the case that has been made up by their opposition, right? Opposition, or if you're the opposition, then in that case the proposition. So essentially, that's the whole job of the second speakers, the deputy prime ministers, and the deputy leader of opposition. So yeah, that would go. Let's move on. Next slide. Thank you.
Yeah, so after the four speeches are done, like the prime minister and the opposition first speaker, and then again opposition first speaker and then opposition first speaker, then the third person or the like say fifth person in the debate who comes is called a whip. So so there are two whips, one in the proposition side and one in the opposition side. What a general work of the whip is to do is he has to conclude the whole case, whatever their side gave. For example, uh, government brought up their case, they had it in a debate, they presented some case with points and reasoning to that. So what generally a whip does is that he concludes that what all the points did my speaker said, and you have to tell me that in the debate, why do you think that we won the debate, like putting others back, and what are the major important things that the government or the proposition told in their particular speeches, and that is the main reasoning of them to win the debate. So whip is a person who concludes his own sides and tell that why is his side better, and the opposition whip is the last speaker of the debate, so he comes and tell that why his side is better, and to in order to win the debate by telling that what are the reasoning and what are the points that they give, and it helps them a lot to win the debate in totality. So these are the last speakers, right? So the very important point that you should keep in your mind that these last speakers are supposed to bring no new points to the debate, because it is very difficult for the other people to rebut on that particular point, because already speakers have came and presented their case, and there is no point of uh, bringing out new case at the last speeches. So at the last speech is just for conclusion, and that is what we generally do as a whip or the last speaker of both the sides. So that is the whole summary of whip, what in totality is. Yeah, that's it. So that is the end of the debate, and yeah, we'll go to the next slide. So like there is a lot of questions which are frequently asked in our debate. I'll just address you one question, that what does it take to be in our society. So so I'll just tell you a basic thing. In our society, we do not like literally want you to be specially knowledge with a lot of having knowledge in debate and experience in debate. We don't want any of that. We just want your will to learn, your determination to learn things you really want to apply in your real life, right? Because we do gain a lot of soft skills, and also we do a lot of management thing, like organizing an event. So we don't expect you to be a very good debater, but we want you to have the spirit to learn things. So that is when you will get when you come to our sessions in a regular basis. So I will just ask I think Arnab to take the next question. When do I get to the future events?
Right. So regarding this question, I'll read it out once. So when do I get to go for future national events? All right. So let me just clarify one thing at the very first place, that Chronicles, it's not a one-way ticket to national level debating or such competitive level debating platforms, right? So essentially, it depends on two aspects. So one is how interested you are in pursuing these competitions and how competitive you want to get, and secondly, how good you get, right? Because even to participate in at such level at tournaments which are of at such high level, you need to have a basic threshold caliber, right? So we want you to get there first, and then it's totally up to you. If you've reached that level, you should definitely go for it. Like, you will encourage that a lot, right? So yeah, I guess that was enough
So
to
the
answer
next
that.
question
Next.
is session timings and frequency of the sessions. Like it's already mentioned, it's usually 4 sessions per week, but you can the frequency of the sessions does not matter, but it is but we encourage you to come for the sessions as much as possible, because then you will be able to learn debating more. And what is the duration of the sessions? It's generally 1.5 hours to 2 hours, but there's no hard and fast rule. If you've got any work, then you can leave early as well. So yeah, the duration does not matter, but you're coming up for the sessions, you're turning up for the sessions, and being regular and learning on a daily basis matters more. Moving on to the
Prabhas,
next question.
yeah, Prabhas, could you tell the last question?
Okay, guys. Okay. What should be said in the adjudication during the recruitment? Like I have said you before, just keep it simple and just watch the video, and we will test how carefully you have watched the video and how accurately you have explained your verdict. Because most of the time the verdict is subjective to the adjudicator, so we only see what explanation and how carefully you have watched the video. Basically, we want to see your desire to be in this society. And okay, let me clear you. Let me make it clear to you. First of all, we believe in the skill development, and people, if people are irregular, they are not beneficial to us, and neither to yourself, your own self. So basically, we want you to be regular so that you learn the basics of debating, and then you're able to take sessions and be a good debater. So that's why we want you to be regular. And this is not a society if you want to be in for the sake of it, for being in a society. If you want to be in society, you have to be regular, because sessions are the most important thing here. This is where we learn together and help each other grow. So that's what is most important. Okay, now we will go ahead with the Q&A. If you have any doubts, write it in the chat box. We'll take all your questions.
Yeah, just write that you have a question in the chat box, and we'll call you to ask the question by turning your mic on. So just don't directly turn your mic on. Yeah, I think Shashi has a question. Yeah, you can ask her. Turn your mic on and ask a question.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Shashi Shekhar. So, can you please tell what will be the actual in recruitment? What actually we have to do?
Okay,
Okay, I will take this question. Hello, I am Anju Sahu, coordinator of the society. So essentially, in the recruitment process, you have to first of all you have to watch this video, which will be providing. Okay, so as Prabha said, you have to judge that debate and make your opinion, like who won and who lost. Okay, so that much we want, and you have to speak about that thing, and we will have like little bit of chat with you during the recruitment, and we will judge on that basis.
Okay, thank you.
don't overthink it. Just don't overthink it. Just be cool and just watch the video and tell us what you can say of the video. Just keep it simple. Don't focus on the technical aspect.
Amal has a question.
Okay.
It's okay to turn my mic on, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Amil Utkarsh Gupta. My question was that after watching the video, is there any specific outcome which you have already set up for us? The outcome can't be the opposite of that. Is there a side that you have set to win?
Yeah,
No.
I'll give answer on that particular thing. Let me
Okay,
just
go ahead.
tell you that. Okay, so see the video which we'll be providing you, it is on YouTube, right? So we don't expect you to give the right decision that who won or who lost. Okay, we just want to know that what is the reasoning that you are giving, and like what is the reasoning behind you are giving to like give a verdict to a particular side. For example, if you are choosing the side that has won its proposition, okay, we would agree to that. We won't have an issue that which side did you give to win, but we would ask for the reason that why did you what because of what reasons did you choose that side to win in that debate. So that is more important, that what is the reason you are giving, and I think that doubt is clear of yours, whatever you asked.
So the reasoning
Yeah.
is more important than the side that you choose.
I will add one more point to it. It will always happen. You will go for the competition, then you will always see people giving a different decision, and that is perfectly okay. As long as you give a proper reasoning to whatever you are saying, then it is fine. It is okay because you are able to make other understand what you are trying to say. That is what we grow. We learn to do in this society, and that is important. So there is no hard and fast rule or direct a factual answer to any debate, like this side should be winning the debate. It is not like that. So keep it, like Prava said, keep it is simple and watch the video and give your verdict with a proper reasoning.
So you can easily get that who won the side in comments also, like in the comment of that video, but literally we won't focus on that, so it is no issues in their side.
Someone is asking about timing for tomorrow's recruitment.
Yeah, guys, we'll mention all that in the group itself, I guess. Yeah,
And
we'll
yeah, it is
give you
nothing
all the
that
details.
it would be
Yeah,
duration.
go ahead,
We
go
would
ahead.
be giving you slots, right? So we would be giving you slots, and you have to come on that particular slot, which is dedicated
We'll,
to you.
we will give you a
And if
link,
you
or you can
forfeit that
call us.
slot,
Anything helps.
and if you forfeit that slot, then we'll give you another slot. So don't worry about the timing since we have not like decided about the timings right now. We'll just mention it afterwards in the group.
Basically, it will happen most of the daytime, so there is no such specific duration. The slot will be allocated to you. Don't worry about all that, and that is flexible.
I think Pranati Tiwari has a question. What's your question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
hello everyone. This is Pranati Tiwari. I wanted to ask that the reasoning of the question will be done tomorrow in the recruitment process only.
Yes, we would
Yes.
be doing that, and that is a part of your recruitment process. So actually, that is what the thing is. Like, we don't expect you to know anything about debating, right? But as in the workshop, we have told you the basic things about debating. So we like expect from you that you have actually listened that whatever we told in the workshop, and actually would go through the whole speeches, all the speeches which is in the YouTube video link in that debate, and by seeing that you would be able to tell us that what is the thing that you perceived from the debate you actually watched, and what is the reasoning you give to which side won or which side lost.
Okay, thank you.
We will just take an interest in your will. Don't be in the society if you want to look cool or be just wanna be part of it. Any other?
Yes,
What
we have
Specific
Alok
language
Kumar.
to excel in the
Yeah,
society.
Alok Kumar, we always debate in English language only. We don't
Yeah,
debate.
but you don't have to speak gaudy English or be
Yeah,
very flashy in that.
you
Just
can
have,
see all of us are not very good speaker, very
yeah.
fluent speakers. It's all about your logic building and your case building. We only take care of this, your mind, not of your tongue. Next question.
Yeah, I would just like to elaborate once more on Prabhas, whatever Prabhas has said that, like, see, what debate we practice is actually parliamentary debate format, right? Which we generally practice, and in that particular format, nobody will focus on how efficient you would speak. Like you are speaking like a rowdy or something, or you are speaking like a gentleman. They won't speak on see those sort of things, right? They would just see that what is the proper logic you give
Yeah.
behind supporting your points, whatever you give in the debate. So it is nothing like if someone is speaking very good English, using a very high vocabulary and speaking very fast, or like speaking very like very extremely good speech. It is nothing that will not matter. But the only thing which matter is that what is the reasoning, what is the logic you actually give in your speech. So that's the thing. That is why we are saying that we don't need a very good English speaking skills for you to join this debate. We just need your determination, because logic is a thing that everyone can learn who has brain, right? So everyone of has brain, but if we have will to learn, then only we would be able to get that logic, that what is actually needed to be in the debating society or debate in general.
Yeah, I would just like to add one point over here. So that being said, that logic and reasoning is the priority thing, but that doesn't mean we don't really focus on the fluency part. You get fluent in your language and you do get confident once you start speaking to with others in English language, and that's what we will be doing in this society. So you will eventually get fluent in your language because you will be practicing this every day and on regular sessions. So fluency and confidence will eventually build up. It is a tangential
Right.
benefit you can see in this.
Okay, someone
Yeah,
asked, will it be a
I
group
Venus
discussion
has
or
a
individual based?
question.
It will be individual based.
individual.
It's not a GD. Any other questions? Come on. Uh, okay, first of all, those who have missed the workshop, we will share this recording in the group, and you can watch the part, and we will tell the time in which part we told about the recruitment process and all that, and you can watch that part of the video again so that you know what to do. And we will also share the link. No problem about that. Any other questions? Speak up.
Venus has a question about the duration.
Varun, I would ask you a question that, like, I will answer the question. See, actually, you have to watch that debate as a whole. So, like, for example, if our workshop will get over at 5, then obviously you have time from 5 till morning, like, till night 12, or even I think after 9 a.m. also. So, a lot of time would be given to you to watch the debate, and that debate, I think, is not more than an hour or something. So, it is nothing so much Herculean task that you cannot do. So that is what I would answer.
Don't take pressure. Just watch it.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't take pressure.
Duration of the your interview or the debate?
Yeah.
Yeah, debate link will be shared today.
Yeah.
Just after the workshop. Just as soon as workshop is over, we'll share it among you. Can you share a demo video just for? Yeah, that is a demo video.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
not, you don't have to
actually,
wait on that. Guys, don't take pressure. Just watch it.
Yes.
Don't take pressure.
Just chill.
Okay, I think we should just like elaborate a bit on what we'll be doing tomorrow. Look, essentially, it's a video of a whole debate, a proper Asian parliamentary debate, and you'll basically be seeing the whole thing. And accordingly, we'll be asking you questions that what all you were able to comprehend and who do you think won. That's what thing in a nutshell, right? Or thoda bahut aur hoga, but mainly this is what the whole recruitment is going to be about, right?
Just simply watch the video and ask a question to yourself: who won and why he won. Just keep it simple. And just be sure about who is the proposition and who is the opposition. Don't come into an interview and tell me that I didn't knew who was the opposition and who was the proposition. Don't give me all that. Just
Try to make a note of it. Okay, that will actually help you to question during the question and answer we will be taking during the recruitment process.
Yeah,
So
that is very
keep a-
important.
So keep a note. Speaker is speaking something, then you keep a note like this point is important in this particular debate. So it will show like how you are listening a debate. Okay, how much attention you are giving if for an 1 hour to listen a debate. That is also a key point. So keep a note and watch accordingly. Okay.
Okay, someone asked what usually happens in society sessions. I understand that debate happen, of course, but could you please elaborate? Okay, I will tell you how a session proceeds. So first of all, when a session starts, we have an extempore. Basically, an extempore is impromptu speaking. We give a topic and we give you 1 minute or sometimes no time to prepare. We give you 2 words and then you have to speak about that topic for 1 minute. And I won't elaborate on that. When you come to sessions, we will teach you how to do extempores. And extempores happen in placements rampantly. And then we proceed on to debate. We give you motion. We give you prep time of 15 minutes. And each one has to speak for 7 minutes for each team. We divide the teams and all that. And we have a motion and a motion for the day and we debate on that motion. And then the adjudicators come and give their adjudication and then both the adjudicators and debaters score each other. That's what happens in a normal session. And normally we do Google Meet, and when you are in when we are in college, we do in open area campus. But we are missing it right now. So OET. That's all.
Yeah, one more thing to clear that, like, if you think that we in a session we would debate, then only few would get a chance to speak. It is nothing like that. Everyone would be catered, and everyone would get 5 to 7 minutes to speak on that particular debate. So if a debate is happening, everyone would be involved in that. It is nothing
Yes,
like some
nobody
people would be
remains
sitting
idle.
and it would nothing that some people would be just sitting and ignoring all the debate parts. So don't you think that you won't be interacting with us? Everyone would be interacting in it all together, right? So just don't keep that thing in your
Okay,
mind.
guys. One more thing, we hate people who does nod and tell me, yeah, we understood. We want you to question as much as you can. We do as much as you can, because I don't want it. We are explaining something. I'm like, yeah, I understood. Because you haven't understood a thing. We know that. So just ask questions. Keep on asking. You can call us even after a debate if you want, and if you want an extra material, we will also give you that, because it's most important to keep learning throughout, because we want to breed national debaters out of you. And don't be scared of this, that we are talking national and all that. It is not a very Herculean task. You just have to be keep interested, and we just and in the further course of time, we will be traveling together to various states and be participating in debate competition. And let me tell you, we are all very serious out here, but it's a very chill thing, and we are not that serious. And so just keep it simple and just focus on your learning part. For recruitment, we will give the workshop video, and we will specify the time in which we talk about the recruitment process, and you can watch that again. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, we won't say you to debate in the recruitment. Okay, we would just listen that what did you saw in the debate link which we provided you. So we won't be debating with you. You would be just listening that what is the thing which you actually listened in that particular YouTube video in that particular demo debate link, which we would be providing, of course, after the session as well.
And guys, remember one thing: we are those society which keep the sessions above the events. Our main focus has always been sessions and your growth. And it's not like that someone who comes only in the events will be taken. We only focus on the session. One who is good at and is regular in the sessions, that person will be given the priority always. And those who comes only in event, he won't be in the society obviously, because we won't take him. Any other questions? Come on.
You can ask personal questions as well.
I mean, not about
Anything.
Personal experience.
Personal experience, really.
Debating experience.
Debating experience. Experience in the society. Anything.
Anything. Come on. कोई question नहीं है.
Throw questions at us.
I guess
we can wrap up, Pravas.
Okay, wrap up. So
I'll just say again on the recruitment part, because I think it is not much clear. That was people are asking question again and again. So don't worry about the recruitment part. We would just be providing you a YouTube video link, and in that YouTube link there would be a debate which is generally a demo debate, and you have to watch it. Okay, so we don't expect you an extraordinary reasoning and proper explanation what is generally the role of an adjudicator, but as a general common, like a layman being, I would consider a proper logical reasoning which a normal person can give me. So it would be totally depending on how you watch the debate. Did you like clearly put your attention?
Gaurav, you're not audible right now.
So I will just listen to it, that what did you actually saw in the debate, and that's it. Don't focus much, like don't go into the detail of Asian parliamentary debate or what is done in debating. Just listen to the speeches and say whatever you feel.
Okay, guys, now you can leave. It's a wrap up, and we will share you all the details.
Yeah, we'd like to conclude.
Okay.
And have a very great day. We had a great time.
Adios.
Okay, some topics. Oh, this is an interesting question. Some topics that you have really enjoyed debating on, like extreme satisfaction.
Ooh.
I have one topic. So,
Okay. I'd also just browse through topics.
One of my favorite topic was about was the motion that that humanization of even villains. That is it okay to glorify humanization of villains? For example, Joker. So is that humanization of Joker, is that a good thing or a bad thing in a society? So we debated on about how Joker perceives, what is the impact of Joker on people, on the normal people, how Joker itself feels in a society. So this is something a very interesting topic we talk about, and these are the usual topics we generally do in a debate.
One was a topic that we were given in NLUO, where there was an entire context whether Hobbes should be given to Calvin or not. You know that comic Calvin and Hobbes. So that was also a very interesting topic. So yeah, there are many topics which we remember.
There's no one particular right answer to this, right? Like
exactly.
Every topic it gives you a different kind of wisdom and it enlightens you in a different way.
You will go through n number of interesting topics on n number of things like philosophy, movies, art, culture, everything you can think of. Don't worry about
even science fiction, like
even fiction, fiction.
Like
whether
you would
live on that planet or not, something like that. Very
if you are Marvel fan, then you would be knowing about Wakanda, right? So we had to like deal with United Nations and like vibranium, like that kind of debate. So it is nothing that we are only restricted to a particular form or like particular category of debate motions, but we practice a lot of motions, and like it is not like if like it is so formal that we are naming proportion opposition as government and opposition. So we would be just talking about a political thing. It is nothing like that. We debate a lot of topics, which is like literally a various topics. So don't worry about that.
Okay, guys, you can leave now.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming here right now.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Look forward.
Yeah, it was pretty good, I guess. Cheers.